Good morning, Philadelphia Eagles fans, and good morning, NFL fans, to Week 16 here in Philadelphia, where our birds wind down our season here at home. Two final home games. First one this week on Thursday night, a little early, against the New York Football Giants that happen to play New Jersey. Sorry. Feeling a little festive, feeling a little happy because of the holiday season, keeping things in perspective. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you're having a good time with your family, friends, people joining in, visiting. Big shout out to my brother-in-law, Carlos, visiting from California, touchdown here. Freezing cold here in Philadelphia, it's a little different. He desires to go to a Philadelphia Eagles game, and I think I'll be taking him to this Thursday night against the Giants. Let's get talking about football a little bit. This last week, the Philadelphia Eagles lost against the Baltimore Ravens, and a lot of people are disappointed because there's some misplays, some obvious things, reoccurring storylines to our season where we missed out on opportunities that eventually cost us the win. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's just because of the holiday season or because I'm an optimistic Eagles fan, but I also think that we saw a lot of promising things in that loss. Of course, I never like to accept losing, ever. I never think it's okay to lose, and I don't think lose out for draft picks or just throw the season. I always want to win every single week. But that being said, we have a choice anytime something happens. Do we always look at the negative stuff, or is there a possibility of looking at the positive? Yeah, negative stuff, we didn't make the 2-point conversion at the end of the game. We didn't go for one and go into overtime and whatever. We blew a coverage at the end of the half to Steve Smith that cost us in the end. Yeah, we could talk about those. We could talk about some of the things Doug Peterson said, whatever, but I'm going to focus in on the positives, where I look at a team that was struggling, especially a team that got blown out against Cincinnati. And a Cincinnati team that almost beat Pittsburgh. So a Cincinnati team is turning itself around. A team that got blown out, beat up pretty bad against the Packers. The same Packers team that's now turning it on and looks like they're one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. And I don't like to make excuses because I would like to be that kind of team. And you're also seeing a team that's starting to gel a little bit. Yeah, I know at the end of the season, we're starting to come together and playing strong football against teams that still have something to play for. We almost beat Washington. They're fighting for their playoff lives. We just about beat Baltimore, and they control their own destiny, so they need to win. So it's not like they're throwing in the towel. And with the tools that we currently have, the tools that we drafted, we're coming oh so close to actually winning and beating good teams. An offensive line that's been inconsistent this year because of injuries, because of suspensions, more on that. They're still finding ways to find holes for Ryan Matthews, which he ran for over 128 yards or some mess like that against the best run defense in the entire league. There's something to be said about that. We take a drafted center, move him out to right tackle, and we run the ball down the throats of the best run defense of the entire league. That's a positive to me. Still, issue with ball security. I don't know about that. We'll talk more about that in the offseason when I start playing like I'm the GM. But I also like what I saw out of Marshall. I like seeing his running style. Good morning. Yes, they still think I'm nuts, even more nuts because I'm wearing my Christmas Eagles hat. Yes, I do support this. But most of all, I'm going to stand on what I believe in. I actually liked the 2-point conversion, go for it at the end of the game. For many reasons, but one above all else. What I do like is an aggressive coach. that when he sees a team on their heels, goes after them. Because my buddy Chuck out there in California, he's a Raiders fan, and Jack Del Rio went for it early in the season, and everybody was like, oh, but you know what, it worked out. And when it works, nobody really says anything after that. I remember at the beginning of the season, when Doug Peterson was going for it, on 4th down, and we're getting it every time when we were 3-0. We didn't have any complaints when that happened. You have complaints when you lose games and when you don't convert. And how close were we to doing? So I'm not going to kill him over that. Plus, we're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So if you're going to learn about what your team's all about, now's the perfect time to do it. See what you have, go for it. What's the worst thing to happen? Plus, we're getting a bunch of injuries. Last thing I want to do is, me personally, last thing I want to do is extend the game longer to potentially even get Carson Wentz injured. Talking about our future for hopefully winning seasons, I don't want to extend that playing time to a point that we jeopardize our future because we're trying to win a meaningless game. See what you got, call the call, go for it. That's my own personal opinion. Last thing, but the biggest reason why I like going for it for 2 is one reason, one big reason. Doug Peterson looked at his players early in the season, in the beginning, and told him that he's going to be an aggressive coach, he's going to go for it, he's going to back his players no matter what. And if it's go time, it's go time. And it's his job as the leader of this team, the coach of this team, to make that hard call when it's not popular. And his players, if his players believe him, in him, and his system, are going to back him with their play on the field. If he tells his players that he's going to be an aggressive coach and he's going to go for it, he's going to back them, and then he has the opportunity to do it, and then he doesn't do it, he's a liar. He's a hypocrite. His players will lose faith in anything that he says, and that's the beginning to the end. This is a strong city. We tear apart hypocrites. We tear apart liars. And people that don't stand up for what they believe in, no matter what somebody says. So Doug, you did the right thing. I know you don't need me to tell you this, but Doug, you did the right thing. Who cares what anybody else says? You have to live with how you say you're gonna be. Be the man you're gonna be, win or lose or draw, and just run with it. That's what you have to do here. You only got one shot anyway. Who cares? Just do it. So I like the call. I like people that stand up for what they believe in no matter the odds or the consequences. Which brings us to this week. We had issues with heart in some parts of the season. We had mental issues with certain players during the season, and I think that's fading away because I believe that the players are starting to buy into the system. I'm wondering how long Jim Schwartz is going to be around. I do see a little bit of issues with Jalen Mills and even Vinny Curry and their communication with Jim Schwartz's defense, but I think overall the players are starting to buy in, and that's what you need in order to start winning championships. You need to draft good, you need to call good plays and set your plays up for success, but above all else, you need players that are bought into your system. I believe that's starting to happen now. You need to do that in football, you need to do that in education system, you need to do that in everything in life. If you're truly going to be successful, know what you believe, buy into it, and live it no matter what. I can support that, win, lose, or draw. That's the kind of Eagles football that I love to watch. That's why I have no problem bringing my brother-in-law, Carlos, down to the stadium this Thursday night to watch my Birds win, lose, or draw against the New York Football Giants. We're playing a hot team now. New York, right now, is looking like the 2007-2011 New York Giants, which then ran the table and won the Super Bowl. Odell is looking good. I was actually happy when he had that touchdown against Dallas. I'm just going to be honest about that. Collins is looking like a legit Pro Bowl safety year after year after year. And even though I don't necessarily believe in Eli Manning during the regular season, the fact of the matter is, he's a clutch playoff quarterback. I hate to say that because he's in the NFC East, but that's just facts. If you love football and you know football, you know when it comes to playoff time, he's actually pretty clutch. But you know what? I don't care. Don't care about that aspect because we're starting to prove that if we just run what we're supposed to run and do what we're supposed to do, we have a shot on beating any team in this league. Lane Johnson is coming back this week from his 10-game suspension. It's starting, regardless if he's in football shape or not. See what he's missed out the entire season. We need you, Lane. We need this offensive line to be solid and secure the entire year. We don't need any more violations by you because the next one you got anyway is costing us 3 years. The offensive line needs to push the Giants back. We need to run the football down the throat, and we need to continue playing the football that we know. We need to run a solid defense and get those front four at Eli Manning and Jalen Watkins. G's and minis, cover deep. You need over-the-top coverage. You've been burned a lot this whole season. Come on, man. And put Jalen Mills one-on-one. He wants to cover the best wide receivers one-on-one. I say let him. He's like our best corner anyway. Let him go after Odell Beckham Jr. That's the kind of heart that I like seeing. So thank you, Jalen Mills, for representing. Because you wanted Steve Smith. I like that. Just don't get burned, but I like that. I like that heart. Let's try to finish out this season fighting hard, fighting strong, fighting like Philly knows how to fight. Start by beating the New York Football Giants. So here's to my birds, playing football the way I know that they can play. Let's go ahead, let's go bring back home a victory here in Philadelphia and beat the New York Football Giants. Go Birds, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Go Birds, Merry Christmas.